Hello there, you beautiful people. My name is Willow, and welcome back to Supreme Commander Forged Alliance Forever for another Subpar Commander, where today we're going to be looking at a Team Matchmaker 2v2 that has a bunch of players that are below 1,000 rating. I'm even going to, you could call it Steps to a Ladder, but I'm going to keep a Subpar Commander because that's multiple commanders and whatever. Let's go ahead and get into introducing our teams, but actually before we do, I'm hosting a tournament, everybody. It's called the Dark Heart Tourney. You can see it. It's probably on the news hub when you're watching this. There's a bunch of other stuff going on. Join. Need a bunch of teams of 2, and hope to see you there. I'm going to be casting most of the games from that tourney. Either way, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and introduce our teams with Team 1 up here at the top, Team 2 down here at the bottom, starting with the yellow UEF player by the name of Axe2, or Axeto, or something like that. They are a yellow UEF going first land and going mexes and land all day, I'm sure. Meanwhile, over here, the ally of Axe2, we have a hot red Seraphim by the name of Wicked Near going first land. I'm guessing it's Wicked Near because otherwise it's WCKD Near, and that doesn't make sense. So we're going to go with Wicked Near, and if that's wrong, I'm sorry. Meanwhile, on Team 2, we have a Gray Cybran going first land by the name of Phenom. There is not an R there. I always put R's where they don't belong, don't I? We have Phenorm. There is an R there. What the fuck? Phenorm, the Gray Cybran going first land. And then we have a blue Seraphim going first land by the name of Dragon Pope. See, I got your name right. You did put an R where it belongs. I like you, Dragon Pope. You're my favorite player based on name so far. You're the only one who didn't give me trouble with your name. Meanwhile, let's just go ahead and look at this map. This map is, of course, adaptive Archsimkat Valley. This map is actually in the tournament that I'm hosting. So if you like this map, maybe you should join up and, play a little bit. You'd have to get, like, I think the quarters or semifinals to play it, but still. Really plugging that fucking tourney. Either way, there is about 10,000 reclaim. I'm just gonna say about just over 9,000 reclaim on the map. Not too much, not a massive amount. It is a 10 by 10 kilometer map, so it's pretty decently sized map. And we, of course, do see the players coming out to expand. Dragon Pope coming for these 3 mexes over here on the western flank. Meanwhile, the comm of Wicked Near going straight for the middle. Going to go for that reclaim right here. There is about 2,000 reclaim on screen right here, so that's probably a good idea. You also have these big wrecks of factories, 194 each. And yeah, that should be pretty alright. The comms of both Phenorm and, well, not anymore. Phenorm is staying in the base, whereas Axeto is going, or X2, I don't know how to say it. Axeto is going to be coming also for the middle, it looks like. We do have a move command going for the middle right over here. And we do have an early T1 bomber, multiple early T1 bombers out. Let's go ahead and see if this gets any return. It's not going to drop a bomb on that engineer. It looks like it's targeted onto that engineer, but it may not be able to quite get what it needs done. It misses another bomb. Oh my gosh, this Scorcher is having a hard time. Okay, does manage to drop. Oh no, it only drops a tiny bit of its payload. And also it seems to have dropped a payload right there. Yeah, that's a very unfortunate bomber not getting any engineers, but we did manage to get a tank back here, and it's killed off 3 things, I'm guessing, and a couple engineers and a mechs is my guess. And it's probably going to get another engineer and slow down the expansion rate. So it does look like, despite the bomber micro being atrocious, we do see a little bit of expansion damage done by X2 and this early gameplay that has been initiated by them. Of course, Interceptor's coming up now, so these bombers are now on a very short timed life. And they managed to kill off a few units, but nothing substantial. There are, of course, these rocks right here, which are in the middle of a crater. Seems a bit strange. But, yeah. Over here, we have the comm of Wicked Near. Let's go ahead and just check on the reclaim numbers really quick, since Team 1 has invested so much into getting so much of this middle reclaim. It does look like the reclaims are relatively even, with about 500 for Team 1 and just 447 for Team 2. Meanwhile, on total ecos, it looks like Free Norm might be in the lead with 19 mass a second. Also, we have 19 mass a second for Axeto, and then we have 17 and 17 for the 2 Seraphim players. Seraphim players being technically mirrored, they are in the same starting position, and then we have a UEF and Cybran, so, you know, that makes sense. UEF versus Cybran, Seraphim versus Seraphim, like, yeah, Seraphim Civil Wars seem like a thing. Meanwhile, we do, of course, have 2 T1 bombers out from Wicked Near going to be dropping bombs on the power grid, and it's gonna be somewhat successful. It kills off an engineer, but it was not enough damage to kill off the power line or multiple power gens, trying to really focus down on Dragon Pope, which is a fair thing to do. As we look at the rating of this game, this is the first time I've seen it. The quality is negative 106%, which means it's not a very well-balanced game. But the team matchmaker is very new, and whenever you start out after placements, you rarely are going to be over 0. So we have 2 negative 157s, so these players have probably played every single game together. And then we have a 39 and a 258. So I'm guessing that these 2 players, since they're the exact same rating, are queued up together, probably friends, which is good. Good. Bring your friends to play FAF. If you have a few friends who don't play FAF, bring them in. Bring them in to play FAF. Also, I'm sorry about the mic discipline right there. I probably just popped the mic because I looked directly at it. You're not supposed to do that. And if you're thinking about recording, I've been asked a few times about recording and advice. Put your microphone not right in front of your face and don't look at your microphone. Your microphone should be slightly off to the side, about 30 degrees or so. So that way, whenever you use plosives like P's and B's and T's, the air wave that's created, the pressure wave, doesn't go directly into the microphone and doesn't peak it or make the weird sounds whenever you hear people go P, like Pally picked a pop of peppers. Like, that doesn't sound weird, but you know what I'm talking about whenever somebody has their mic kind of just exploding every time they say a word with the letter P in it. Meanwhile, a little bit of a push out from Wicked Near over here, going to be absolutely failing and dying immediately. Meanwhile, we can see over here we have a push out from Dragon Pope, going to be trying to take over this little forward position that has been built up by Axeto. But there are some defending units, and the units of Dragon Pope, deciding to be a little bit timid, despite not being outnumbered, have decided to just kind of cool their heels, just kind of slow down, not let anything distract them. A single striker out over here is going to fail to kill an engineer because of a disagreement with the terrain. Yep, that is a very disagreeable hill. I agree with you, Striker. Who put this hill there, right? Am I right? Man, this Striker's gonna die sitting right here shooting that hill. It's a very unfortunate situation for that Striker. Meanwhile, we do have 3 Mantis slipping in the back. The 3 Musketeers of the Mantis army. Now going to be 2 Musketeers, and then very quickly going to be swapped into 1 Mantiseers. Mantiseers! Ears of the Mantis. Also, I need to stop looking into the microphone because I'm a fucking idiot. Either way, the Mantis are going to get a mass extractor and then going to push in, possibly going to kill off 2 engineers because the Medusas are stunning that point defense right now. And that point defense may go down. We may see the 2 Musketeers, the 2 Mantiseers, Mantiseers. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to do. Meanwhile, in the middle, we can see a heavy push out from both the comm of Axeto and Wicked Near. These 2 comms pushing up very far, trying to get to this production facility out from Phenorm to try and get rid of the early production that was trying to be built out here. Did cancel the build of one of the factories. There are still 3 factories over here. Wicked Near in a bit of a situation as the comm is getting shot at by a lot of Mantis. but Wicked Near is able to pull back a little bit and use Overcharge to kill off a lot of this. Some reinforcements coming out from Dragon Pope to try and shove these comms off of this territory. With 2 comms, it takes a extreme amount of units to kill it off. If you want to kill off these 2 comms, you're going to have to send a little bit more than what's here currently. And we will have to see if there's any kind of snipe on the cards with this play. It does not look like it. It's just a bunch of units. We do have some more Mantis going to be coming this direction, but both of these comms are going to be getting ranks of veterancy and getting more and more health regeneration per second. There is a pond right over here that they could fall back into and save themselves, but the 2 comms do look like they're going to be able to fall back, and the units have been pulled away, at least for the moment, creating a very nice mass field right over here of about 2,000 reclaim. So that's going to be pretty good. As we look at reclaim again, we can see Team 2 is slightly ahead with 2.1 thousand overall versus 1.7 thousand out from Team 1. And as we look at overall ecos, it's the same story. Team 2 is slightly ahead, sitting at around between 50 and 70 mass a second, and Team 1 is basically at 46 mass a second. So we will have to keep an eye on the economies and just see how these players are getting on. But over here we can see a bit of a pushback against this early harass. A lot of units came out over here from Phenorm, and it does look like Phenorm is going to end up being pushed out of this area. As we do look at the economies, though, I am noticing really quick that it does look like Wicked Near is a bit behind economically. Still on... or maybe not. Maybe not. Does Axeto have any T2 mexes? Axeto has way more mexes in general, so... it is a question. About 6 mexes currently held by Wicked Near. Wicked Near, with the early play trying to come out over here, is going to be getting gun on the comm there, as well as Dragon Pope getting gun on their comm. I just hit my microphone because I'm a microphone abuser, but don't worry about that, because we are going to be seeing 2 different gun comms, 1 for each team, and it's going to be very interesting. We do have a couple of PD to try and help with this Mantis spam coming straight down the middle, but that's not going to get very much done. Meanwhile, over here we have a huge amount of units out from Axeto, and of course some supporting units out from Wicked Near, trying to get a little bit of an inroads over here. These 2 PD and the spam out from Wicked Near are going to be able to stop this push in the middle, and then there's still a whole bunch of units out from Axeto, or X2. I don't know how to say it. I'm going to keep going with Axeto because it sounds like stiletto, and that sounds cool. Usually with Edo, you need like 2 T's, don't you? It's probably X2 or Xto. I don't know. It's weird. It's not a real word. Here comes the comment where, actually, this word means to ax something, a question. On this northern flank, it does look like Phenorm has been pushed back rather significantly and is going to be losing any advantage that was held up here at any point. It does look like the Jester has made its way into the match. We are going to be seeing some Gestures. Let's go ahead and Control-Shift-T. Back to Observer. I wanted to see something. So, the Jester looks really cool when you're on the highest graphics setting. I do have to say that. Like, just look at that thing. It looks really cool. Oh, Jesus. Okay, we're flying around. Let's follow the life of this Jester. Here we can see the Jester in its natural habitat, firing tiny little pew-pew lasers at mass extractors. This is where the Jester is most comfortable, feeding on the mass of the mass extractor, enjoying its orbivoric diet. But now it's going for one of the animals, the T1 engineer. It kills it, and then it dies to the interceptors in this bird-eat-bird world. Okay, that's my nature documentary done. Oh my word, I'm having a wonderful time with all of this. Meanwhile, over here we can see that the units that were out from X2 are being whittled down. I almost said dwiddled, which I don't think is a word, but should be, shouldn't it? Dwiddled. I'm gonna dwiddle you. That sounds horrible, but take that as you will. I don't know what dwiddle means. It probably is a word now that I think about it. Like dwiddle and dwaddle. Or dawdle. Ditto. I don't know. Words are difficult, everybody. Meanwhile, over here we can see Dragon Pope just using that gun comm to get some nice little kills onto the Thoms out from Wicked Near. And we do have Wicked Near finishing their gun comm and going to be coming out of the water here soon. And up over here we can see some Mantis. The 3 Mantiseers are back, everybody! 3 Mantis are going to be assaulting the same position that they assaulted like 5 minutes ago. A lot of reclaim happening out from Wicked Near. Wicked Near able to re-grab these mass extractors, and these 3 Mantis are going to be killing off the same mass extractors again. Man, what is with this? Phenorm and 3 Mantis. Able to get quite a little bit of work done. Another mass extractor gonna die. It does look like this mass extractor is gonna die before these Mantis die, so we're gonna have to get another engineer out from Wicked Near to try and help with that. Meanwhile, a massive push out in the middle from the spam of Phenorm and the gun comm of Dragon Pope. Of course, Dragon Pope going to be getting hit by a few T1 bombers that are in the area. And we can see the units out from both Axe 2 and Wicked Norm trying to push back this gun comm. We do have the comm of Axe 2 moving forward a bit, just trying to make sure that there's no more inroads gained out from this gun comm out from Dragon Pope. The nano repair started over onto the comm of Wicked Near. Wicked Near going to try and get a really beefy gun comm very early. And we're going to go ahead and turn the HUD back on and check all of this out. The spam out from Phenorm has kind of dissipated. There's not quite as much of it anymore. Meanwhile, we do have, of course, earlier we saw it, but we do have T2 out from X2. And we can see over here we have T2 out from Phenorm. Meanwhile, the gun comm still doing gun comm things, still killing off many units. Currently sitting at 34 kills versus 34 kills on Wicked Near 2. That's actually kind of cool. 24 on to Axe 2. And where's the comm of our gray player over here? 7 kills. Very much so slacking over here. Not getting any kills with the comm, but is making up for it by being the player with the most spam. Like, the most spam. Has a lot of spam. That's a lot of spam. If you know spam, that's a lot of it. Meanwhile, over here we can see that a brick of Mantis. See what I did there? Mantis eventually grow up to be bricks, in case you didn't know. It goes Mantis into Rhino into brick, and you may say, oh, why doesn't it go Mantis into Hoplite into brick? Because the Hoplite isn't what a Mantis or a brick is. Mantis and brick are mainline units. Hoplites are not. Hoplites are more supportive units. Like, they're really good if you micro them and kite them, but they're not good in a straight up, I'm gonna punch you in the face, you're gonna punch me in the face kind of fight. Either way, over here we can see that these 3 mexes have died again. This area is completely denied for Team 1. Meanwhile, as we look at the economies, we can see that Phenorm sitting at 33 mass a second, 29 for Dragon Pope, Wicked Near sitting at 29, and 25 for Axe 2. So Axe 2 is actually kind of behind at the moment. Needs to get some T2 mexes because the economy of Axe 2 can't afford the production that, it can? How many idle shit you got? 6 idle factories. How many idle factories? Wait, no, now only 2. Getting a lot of reclaim. Okay, yeah, I don't quite know how all of this is going. Team 2 now getting a whole bunch more reclaim, sitting at nearly double the reclaim of the opponents at 9.7 thousand versus 5.2 thousand. Meanwhile, that comm with the nano upgrade is done for Wicked Near. And we can see these 2 comms fighting it out here in the middle. Let's just go ahead and get a cinematic shot. This will probably be the thumbnail. This is a really cool shot. I like this. Meanwhile, Wicked Near doing some fancy footwork. I don't know if it's helping or hurting, but then again, when you have Nano Repair and your opponent does not, you tend to win that battle. Nano Repair is such a powerful upgrade with 82 health a second on that comm versus 22 on the comm of Dragon Pope. Wicked Near can be very reckless in this comm fight and still survive quite easily. Damage and range on the way for X2. Xeto? I don't know. Meanwhile, Dragon Pope still trying to be effective at 55 kills and 2 vet versus 66 kills and 2 vet for Wicked Near. And it does look like Dragon Pope's going to be slowly pushed back over here in this middle. I can't call it a flank, just in the middle here is going to slowly be pushed back. We do have some Gunthers queued up by Phenorm. That's a very hopeful setup for Gunthers. Your Gunthers are not going to be able to be built over there. Meanwhile, we do have a Clink Hammer queued up over here with some defenses. This Clink Hammer could provide quite a nice defensive range. I mean, just looking at it, we can see that it's going to have a range enough to start causing issues, and you could eventually, if you have enough build power and time, try and build a kind of a line where you do a few PD, Clink Hammer, a few PD, a Clink Hammer, and just slowly work your way in. It's not a super effective strategy, but if it is a strategy if you don't already have one. It's kind of a war of attrition at that point, because you're killing units without really losing much, but it is very expensive to build T2 artillery. Meanwhile, on the northern flank, we are seeing Wicked Near's comm being redirected to try and deal with this. Another push out of Phenorm. Phenorm having been on top of the spam game all game, and is going to be able to yet again pull a lot of the attention of Team 1 towards this. And Team 2 is the one with more reclaim. No, Team 1 has more no, Team 2 has more reclaim. I don't know what I was saying earlier. I don't know. Did I say it right? Did I say it wrong? Did I make a mistake? You know what? You'll tell me in the comments. Like, the fuck? Why the fuck should I care if I make a mistake? Every time I do, I get a comment that's like a paragraph long. By the way, it's really nice that you all comment and like correct me on things. I try and remember it, and I try and apply the knowledge to casts. But yeah. Ajesta, yet again, killing off a Mass Extractor. Now going for the T1 AA as a T1 AA comes to kill it off, and an Interceptor. There's a constant battle being waged here in the middle. It's the war of many peoples. We do have a Cerberus going up, some other things. Meanwhile, I'm going to take a drink. Alrighty. Drink done. God, I can't believe I did so many casts with the medium quality preset. Like, look how much better the game looks compared to my other casts. And it wasn't because, like, my PC was weak or anything. It was just because I'm an idiot and I apparently changed the setting to medium at some point. Or whenever I reinstalled FA for, like, the 1000th time, it didn't remember my settings. Meanwhile, Nano Repair on the way for Dragon Pope. And we do, of course, see a bunch of rhinos in the front. Yes, rhino. Well, they're going to die, but rhinos. Everybody loves rhinos. Ooh. Over here we have there's two. Okay, so the way this map has been, 1 second. Is there a way for me to, like, draw on the screen? 1 second. Okay, I can't draw on the screen. So, we're just follow the mouse. Okay, look. This area right here, this is where people are fighting. This area down here, nobody apparently fights. Like, literally, if you're gonna buy property on this planet, buy it down here, because this area is safe. This is like the safe neighborhood, and this is like the ghetto. Wicked Near coming yet again out with the gun comm. Is there any more upgrades for that gun comm gotten yet? We don't have double nano yet. We don't have any tech upgrades or restoration field or anything like that. Just gun and single nano repair is all that Wicked Near needs. And also we have the comm of Axto out here. And these comms are going to be fighting off a massive war. Can we get all 4 comms? No, the comm of Phenorm is going to run away. 3 Gunthers completed. The comm of Phenorm going to be indecisive, as the comm of Dragon Pope is going to be forced to cancel the nano repair upgrade. And we can see that this double gun push out from Team 1 is going to be a lot more effective than I originally thought it would be. The Gunthers are going to go down. We do have a lot of Zooies in the mix. And this is going to be a very, very one-sided battle, as these 2 gun comms are just able to pump out so much damage and kill off so much. The Gunthers do need to be destroyed very soon. A bunch of production facilities, including a T2 production facility out here for Dragon Pope. Does look like some spam out from Phenorm might be able to push back the comms of Wicked Near and Axe 2, but even then, you can just bring your own spam up, and this spam is going to die to the gun comms. The gun comms both sitting at relatively high vet with 3 and 4 vet respectively, approaching 5 vet for the comm of Wicked Near, who is just constantly killing things off. 118 kills on that comm, going to be a very scary thing to deal with very soon. Gonna be, if you were able to get advanced nano repair on this comm, we would literally just, you could do what who did it? In one of my recent casts, there's a guy who I called a homeless man with a gun. Who was that? He was green. He was a seraphim. It was on Adaptive Open Wonder. What was his name? You know what? I don't know. I don't know, and I'm not going to remember. But either way, we could have another homeless man with a gun. Meanwhile, the comm of Dragon Pope is getting a little bit low on health, sitting around 9,400, but still relatively safe. We have a bunch of jesters coming out to attempt to snipe. These production facilities, all but 2 have gone down. These factories are not going to be very consequential. It did look like Dragon Pope was trying to get a forward base of operations up and was just unable to. We do see Ilshevas now coming out from the factories of Dragon Pope. Meanwhile, over here we do not see a T2. No, we do have a T2 HQ and Ilshevas being produced out from Wicked Near, and we've had T2 for a very long time on the UEF side of things, and of course T2 has also been out for a very long time for our Gray Cybern player. Meanwhile, we're seeing Corsairs being produced out of this T2 HQ air factory out from Phenorm. So Phenorm going to be going for a snipe from the looks of it. You don't start building Corsairs if you're not going to go for a snipe. Meanwhile, in the middle, we have Parashields showing up to try and help the gun comms continue their relevance in this attack, but Wicked Near sitting at 5 vet, 100 health every second. It takes so much to out DPS that. And we do, of course, have Cerberus going up, Phenorm having that T2 upgrade on the comm. Meanwhile, Wicked Near and Dragon Pope just standing there trading blows, and every time that happens, it's going to be Wicked Near winning. Wicked Near has the possibility of just absolutely destroying this forward position, and if this position is destroyed, it's straight over here to kill off some more factories and mexes. You could get a lot of mileage out of this gun comm. It feels like Team 1 just needs more spam. They need more units to be backing up these comms. If they could get those units, they could just absolutely destroy this entire situation. We have a ton of strikers being produced out of Axe 2 now. Axe 2 having caught up economically. As we look at the overall ecos, we can see Wicked Near sitting at 50 mass a second. And we do have Jesters coming out in an attempt to snipe Axe 2. don't know how successful that's going to be. Wicked Near also being attacked by something and dropping the health quite low. And while we're looking at this, we can go ahead and check 50 mass a second for Wicked Near. Wow. Only 25-ish for Axe 2. Phenorm sitting at 43 and Dragon Pope sitting at 41. So the highest economy player is actually Wicked Near, which is strange considering you would think that early game when it seemed like Wicked Near was really far behind, Wicked Near has come back, and I accidentally clicked out of the game. Oh yeah, this is a professional cast. I was trying to like middle mouse click over here and drag the drag the camera. There's still not a T2 mechs for X2, is there? There's not a single T2 mechs. You gotta be shitting me. One second. There's the T1 mexes. 14 T1 mexes, no T2 mexes. Also, these strikers over here, they are getting some inroads in, going to be able to kill off a few mexes, possibly some factories, but it does look like eventually this will be cleaned up by the Jester spam that's out over here. Team 1 woefully behind on the air game, it does seem. Wicked Near needs to start putting this economy to better use. I don't know where all of the economic production is going, but it just doesn't feel like there's a lot of units out from Wicked Near. I'd like to see Axto or Xseto or whatever their name is try and get some more T2 mass extractors. It does look like there's 2 on the way, but now is definitely the time, since you have a very secured front with these gun comms. They're never going to be able to push into you with these gun comms. They're only ever going to be able to snipe you, so just go for eco. Go big on eco, honestly. That's the play, in my opinion. Go big on eco as fast as you can. Get a ton of it. We can see that, and you're also kind of preventing your opponents from going eco because they can't afford to slow down production, since you have these 2 comms out here just constantly causing issues. 5 vet on both of these comms. Over 17,000 mass killed with the comm of Wicked Near, and 10.6 thousand mass killed for Axto. Meanwhile, we have Wicked Near continuing to push up. That comm is so goddamn tanky, and having 20,000 max HP and 100 health a second on the comm, that just is a brutal situation. And this could go even higher if we get advanced nano repair and possibly T3 upgrades. If you want your comm to have the most regeneration possible, you go for T3. If you want your comm to have the most damage possible, you generally go for Splash. And if you want your comm to heal everything around it, you go for Restoration Field. Wicked Near going to be killing off quite a few units, but the Corsairs coming out. Wicked Near may be going down, sitting at 4,000 health and falling. We have Jesters also on the comm, 3,000 health and falling, but the health is regenerating so fast. The Jesters may have just enough DPS as the Corsairs come around for another pass. Is it going to be the death? 300, 200, 100, death of the red Seraphim player who has killed so much with the comm. Wicked Near has now died, and we are left with Axe 2 taking over all of the base of Wicked Near. And that's going to give Axe 2 a lot more economy to produce things with, over 100 mass a second. They do have a economic lead over their opponent's combined eco, but now Axe 2 has to control all of this, and that's just difficult. It's just difficult to like 1v2 generally. Some pros make it look easy, but it's a lot of things to manage. Like over here, you have to worry about this push. You have to worry about this. It's basically like playing a 1v1, but there's twice as many people on the other side. So that means there's constantly more people prodding at different positions, and there's more going on around the map. You have to keep an eye on all of it. You have to play very zoomed out to manage a base like this. You have to just play zoomed out. He's probably needs to be playing about like this to see everything, or have the mini-map be relatively big and have good map awareness. Meanwhile, over here we do have a Viper just doing Viper things. Going to be killing off this T1 air factory out from Wicked Near and now in the hands of X2. X2 does seemingly restart land production and has a lot of mass extractors, admittedly. Needs to keep these mass extractors over here alive. We have T3 mass extractor up here. This is a very important thing. If this goes down, we are in... There will be trouble for Team 1 for X2. And, of course, I haven't really checked on the match this game. Good luck, have fun, good luck, have fun, good luck, have fun, good luck, have fun. There's no salt! There's not even a salty person. Okay, that's an early GG. Wicked Near, that's an early GG. Don't early GG. Stay in the match. Especially on 2v2 Team Matchmaker when it looks like you're queued up with your teammate. Don't early GG. GG at the end. Meanwhile, this T1 PD going to be killed off. Bunch of strikers out over... Or not striker, pillars out over here. The pillars will be able to cause quite a bit of damage. We do have Mongoose coming out, which is perfectly fine. We also have Ilshevas queued up. 1, 2, 3 factories making Ilshevas is a decent number of factories making Ilshevas. Meanwhile, over here we have a line of T1 PD being queued up, and we have a bunch of strikers pushing on this flank. It does look like there's some rhinos to counter this, but overall, there's going to be enough strikers constantly pouring in to cause this to be an unpassable area. How many T1 PD does this man have? 1 second. 39 T1 PD. Oh, wait, no, not 39. 39 plus 8 is going to be 47 T1 PD. That's 47 T1 PD. This ridiculous number. A lot of T1 PD for this map. But hey, like this is a good situation to have a bunch of T1 PD for, because there's a bunch of units just walking into the T1 PD. These PD are really good if you walk into the range of them. They're really good at killing most anything. It's what T1's PD do. They're like the most effective DPS structure in the game almost. And if you just have a bunch of them lined up and your enemy walks straight into them, yeah, it's gonna be bad news bears for you. So yeah, X2 needs to come up with a strategy. If I were in this position, I'd possibly be looking at, well, one, I would not have my comm forward, and I would have gotten nano repair. Probably he got nano repair. I would have also probably gone for shield by now. And I would be looking into the possibility of getting an experimental online. You have enough economy for it. You are already pretty well turtled up. If you fall back with the comm, get it to a safe location so you don't get sniped. You get up a Fat Boy, or possibly even rush T3 and get up a Thoda with one of these, with this T3 HQ that you have for, or T2 HQ with this Seraphim Land HQ. And for Team 2, what I would be doing right now is I would be also looking to probably go to Tech 3 Land or Experimental. Tech 3 Land or Experimental is the best situation you can have right now. And we do, of course, have a Gunther over here firing constantly. What? How many kills has this gotten? 27 kills on that Gunther, 28 as it snipes an engineer. And we do have T2 Tactical Missile Defense. That's surprising choice for the first thing you build whenever you're trying to build a fire base. Meanwhile, over here we do see a bit of a scrimmage going on between the Mongoose striker, or Mongoose pillars, parashields, Mantis, Medusa, Sky Slammer. What else is here? Rhino. Trying to get all the names out there without looking at them. We do have Loyalists up, so this is a good strategy. T3 Engineer and a Loyalist. I'd like to see more Loyalists. Loyalists, very cool looking. Alright, well, there's that. Over here we do have a bit more action going on. Units fighting each other. We do have Ilshevas, some T2 Assault Bots, starting to try and make their way through with a run by. Very possibly gonna do it, but there's just so many units here, I'd be surprised if they got anything done. Might be going for this mass extractor. I'd like to see what their order is. Yeah, gonna be going for that mass extractor, but I don't see this actually working unless Team 2 just lets it happen. Okay, good. I was about to say, if that mass extractor dies, then Team 2 is being woefully neglected. Meanwhile, we do have some Corsairs. I'm going to speed it up as the game's gotten a little bit stagnant. We do have some Corsairs out here on the western flank doing their thing. And, of course, we have Gunthers being spammed out from Phenorm. Looks like this is a template that Phenorm has. Phenorm liking the 4 Gunther setup. Those Gunthers are going to be able to cause quite a little bit of an issue. We do have... How many Corsairs is this? Currently sitting at 9 Corsairs. Very possibly a situation in which you could snipe some Corsairs. Snipe off some comm. You'd need more, but... You'd need that and some ground damage. But yeah, as we sit here and wait to see what's going to exactly happen, we have a large army amassing for Axto. Over here near the middle, a lot of Elshevas, a lot of Strikers, some Parashields. We have Shield on the way for Axto, going to be getting that onto the comm. It does look like the artillery is going to slowly be killing off this line of T1 PD and is going to be trying to open up an area for the T1 and T2 spam out from Dragon Pope and Phenorm to cause issues for Team 1. Gunthers over here, just causing massive damage. Gunthers don't feel weighty, do they? Like, that does not sound as cool as the Clink Hammer sound. Shield is done for Axto. A T2 PD line is starting to be produced. If there is going to be an attack out from Axto, it has to happen now. You have to get your attack moving immediately. We do see some Corsairs out here going to be killing off a T2 HQ that was out for air for X2. X2 was trying to tech up the air factory, which was a good idea, but is going to lose it, and they're also going for the T3 mass extractor. That could be very bad, but I think there's probably a few more T3 mass extractors on the map now. Possibly. Meanwhile, in the middle, I missed it because of those Corsairs, but the army out from X2 did push forward and did try and kill off this forward base out from Dragon Pope, but it does look like that army is completely dead now. We do have a bunch of flak being spammed out. Mobile flak, these skyboxers out from X2 trying to stop this Corsair harassment, but once we have T3 air out from Phenorm, it's going to be a lot harder, and the comm of X2 is being assaulted right now, could be in dire danger, and we do have about 12,000 left on the shields of that comm. We do have T3 now finished for X2, and we can see a bunch of units coming in. We have Titans being spammed out, and that could possibly turn the tide here, but it's such a dangerous position. The units deciding not to focus on the comm of X2 and just try and get rid of this production and the power generation, some eco, just cause massive fatal damage. This looks like a possible death blow for Team 1. Team 1 having fought very hard this game in a very evenly matched game. The only missteps being when Wicked got themselves killed. And we do have a whole bunch of bombers out from Phenorm going to be coming in and trying to kill off this comm. A bunch of Corsairs. The comm possibly going to be trying to make it into the water, but even then, what's the point? You don't have any air control. You now no longer have control of the ground game, and the comm of X2 is going to be going down in 5, 4, 3, 2. Come on. Don't. Oh, he didn't die. Ah, damn. He didn't die. But there is a huge land army over here. Oh, they did it too. They thought it was GG. Well played. I thought the Corsairs had it, but we did get enough Skyboxers over here. We do see Bearer Shields. Maybe Axe 2 can manage to keep this game going a little bit longer, but a bunch of Mantis are pouring damage into the comm. 500, 400, 300, 200, 100. Dead! That's the death of Axe 2 and the death of Team 1. Congratulations for Team 2 on that win. Go ahead and check out my Discord to find a link to sign up for the tournament, the Dark Heart tournament. I think all of you all are beautiful. Thank you for joining. Like if you liked it, dislike if you disliked it. What else was I gonna say? Dislike if you disliked it, subscribe if you want to see more, like if you liked it. Sorry, I'm super scatterbrained. Thank you to my patrons, Timothy Caldwood, Sergeant Syphilis, and Nogthar. Thank you to all my other patrons as well, and if you want to support me financially, go ahead and check out that. Meanwhile, what else do I have to say? Nothing. Stay beautiful. See you around. Bye-bye!